but it's near 11, so I want to make sure that we get started on time. So good morning and welcome to everyone. Thank you for venturing out this morning on this snowy and balloon-filled. If you saw the balloon rising up over the falls this morning, there we go. Maybe that's a sign of spring. I don't know. We'll take it for what it is. But thank you for being here today. I want to greet you with this saying, whoever you are welcome here. Whatever you believe, you are welcome here. Whomever you love, you are welcome here. Welcome to all, to this church. Land and social justice acknowledgement. This land that this church sits upon is land that was stewarded by the Haudenosaunee people. It is land that is sacred and holy, and it is our obligation to hold it and keep it as such. Social justice is a part of our covenant as Unitarian Universalists. It is named within our values, and it was a part also of our principles. And so with that, we acknowledge that we as Unitarians will always side with love and be with those who are marginalized in society, making sure that they have voice and presence. And so I call you to be present. Take a moment to take in the light, the smells, the sounds. Every Sunday it's different. Let all of your senses just be present and be here as we begin to worship together. Our opening words this morning come from Lin-Manuel Miranda, who said this: "And love is love, is love, is love, is love, is love, is love, and is love. It cannot be killed or swept aside." Words of Lin-Manuel Miranda. And so we will do our chalice lighting. I don't know, is it the ushers of the day who do the chalice lighting? You can do this. So while he's coming to get the light, I invite you all to find our chalice lighting words in our order of service. And let's them together. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, and to serve you, Spirit of freedom. Thank you so much. So I invite you to find in your hymnals, hymn 131. Patty will play us in, and then we will all sing together all three verses. Creed. It is part of our custom, our ritual of being together, to take time to share our joys, our sorrows, and our concerns. So as I light my first, I've been doing since 2 years ago, October, lighting a candle with the hope that all hostages across the world be returned home. But I've now added to say their names, Alex and Renee. I invite you to come forward and to either share a candle and share a joy, sorrow, or concern. And if you also would like, you can take a stone and put it into our remembrance vase. Oh, and there's a microphone right in front of Marge.
Hi, Susan.
Hi.
My name's Meg, and I'm so...
Does anyone else wish to share a joy, sorrow, or a concern? Is there anyone on? Okay, but no one wanted to share. I'll give them a second in case they want to unmute. For all the joys, for the sorrows, for the concerns, for our own Reverend Ron, who's having a heck of a health winter this year. But, yeah. For all of these, those that are spoken, for those that are unspoken and are held in hearts and in minds, to all of these, we give our best intentions, our best energies, and we bless them, a men and a women. So today, for our spiritual practice, I'm going to do a story for all. It goes within the theme of today's sermon, which is Love is Love. And I found this book, which is entitled Love is Love. It is written by Dr. Michael Genhart and illustrated by Ken Min. And I'm going to try to hold it so you can see it as best you might can. I'll leave it, though, if you want to look at it afterward, because it has beautiful illustrations. I'm going to stand this way so you can see it and I can read it. How's that? I've got a problem. Today, some kids were laughing at my shirt. They were teasing me for wearing it. One of the kids said my shirt was gay. My friend asked, "What does that mean?" I wasn't sure, but I think it has something to do because I have 2 dads. I told my friend, I don't like it when friends say that being gay is gross, or they say, "That's so gay," when they don't like something. Some of the kids even said my family wasn't a real family. I mean, that's just mean, and it hurt. A friend told me maybe I shouldn't wear the shirt, but that doesn't seem fair. I wonder why some people think I shouldn't have 2 dads. Why would they think being gay is wrong? Maybe being different is scary to some people, but my dads really love each other, just like my friend's mom and dad love each other. That isn't different. My dads got married on a mountaintop wearing skis. My friend's mom and dad got married on a beach wearing bathing suits. And my dads love me very much, just like my friend's mom and dad love her. We both have families who love us. That's not so different either. And I know lots of gay people. My teacher, Mrs. Adams, is gay. Police Chief Carter is gay. And my sister's soccer coach is gay. Mayor Sanchez is also gay. There are even gay people, singers and scientists, artists and athletes. My friend thinks we might even have a gay president one day. Oh, we might. But some people believe being gay is something to be ashamed of. My dad's told me that some gay people even try to pretend that they aren't gay. My dads say that no one should be ashamed of who they are, and that's why this shirt is so special. My dads gave it to me. I feel good wearing it. I love my dads and they love me. We're not so different from any other family, and I'm not embarrassed about who we are. So when kids say, your dads are gay, I'll just say, yes, they are. And when some kids say, you're not a real family, I'll just say, yes, we are. My dads love me and I love my dads, and that's what really matters. And I'm proud to be a part of my family. Love is the same wherever you live, whoever you are, and whomever you love. Love is love. And that is our spiritual practice story for all ages for today. This time we'll take up the offertory, which goes to serve the good works of this church. The first time that I heard the phrase, love is love, it was on an old episode of Roseanne, if you remember that TV show, and it was in 1995. The character Roseanne was telling June Lockhart, who was playing Leon Karp's mother at Leon's wedding, that her concerns for her son, Leon, marrying Scott were baseless. As Roseanne said in her own way, love is love. This from the UUA archives. The broad message, standing on the side of love, emerged as a rallying point for people of faith in 2004 in Massachusetts during their early efforts for fully inclusive marriage, and later during the effort to keep the marriage equality law and block Proposition 8 in California. Originally entitled Standing on the Side of Love, it was born of a slogan in a song by the Reverend Jason Selton. It was put forth after the horrible shooting that took place at the Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church in Knoxville, which was targeted because they were a welcoming to the LGBT community church, and they had a liberal stance on many issues. When that shooting occurred, the Knoxville community responded with an outpouring of love that inspired the leadership of the Unitarian Universalist Church Association to launch the campaign Standing on the Side of Love in 2009 with the goal of harnessing love's power to challenge exclusion, oppression, and violence which were based on sexual orientation, gender identity, immigration status, race, religion, or any other identity. Since its inception, Standing on the Side of Love also received feedback from disability rights activists within the Unitarian Universalism community. It was about the exclusionary and ableist language of standing. One of my seminary cohorts, Reverend Dr. Teresa Soto, was one of the people who brought that forth to GA. And in the GA of 2017, a responsive resolution was put forth to commit to changing the name because of its history of injury and exclusion, and to honor and to create the phrase, "Side with Love." Side with Love became an interfaith public advocacy campaign promoting respect for the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Side with Love confronts issues of exclusion, oppression, and violence which are based on identity. With the goal of creating beloved community, the campaign pursues social change through advocacy, public witness, and speaking out in solidarity with those whose lives are publicly demeaned. That's the end of the archive. You may have seen the signs, "Side with Love," throughout Minneapolis during the time when people were speaking out and standing and siding with those who were being harmed, and especially during the public displays in the shooting of both Renee and Alex there. What are those, some of the things that we side in love with? We've mentioned that at the GA, that they talked about LGBTQ equity, immigrant justice, racial justice, and an intersectional movement that's building for all these different components where people are being harmed just because of who they are. As Unitarian Universalists, we affirm unconditional universal love as a foundation and grounding for our actions in the world. We strive to be of service to our communities and to advocate for change on local, state, national, and even international levels. After the democratic process involving thousands of Unitarian Universalists discussing the faith's values and core theology, it took 3 years to bring to the General Assembly in 2024 a vote to decisively approve a new statement of values and beliefs in Unitarian Universalism. This is a quote from UUA President, Reverend Dr. Sophia Bentecourt. This is a historic moment for Unitarian Universalism as we move our living tradition forward to focus on shared values that will help to promote liberation, radical inclusion, and communal care both within our community and across society. Some people think that UUs gave up the principles, and that is not true. The principles are what they've always been. But because we are a faith that is always evolving, as we know more, we think more, we do more, we add more, same as we did with Side with Love. And so in embracing values, we embrace a concept where we aspire the new values that were added, or they actually mirror in many ways the principles, the 7 principles that came before: equity, generosity, interdependence, justice, pluralism, and transformation. And what was stated is that all of these values are centered around love. Centered around love. What a wonderful faith that centers around love. Not fear or punishment or adherence or obligation, but love. An inclusive and inherently dignified love. So for UUs, love is a love that is extended to all, that it is lived every day in our actions and thoughts, and extended into our defense of the human democratic process, and also where we honor all people. All people. It is not easy to love like this. We are challenged every day by people or processes that do not love and have evil and hate in their motives and outcomes. But we don't fail if we fall down or if we feel down in our disappointment or despair in trying to side with love. Some days, living our values is at best an aspiration, and it's okay. And it's something we can always start over every day, even after we've had a fall. That's the beauty of our UU faith and our covenant with each other. We side with love, we side with each other. We help each other up when we've fallen down, and we help to support each other when we are being present. So February, of course, is a month of Valentine's and love awareness. But for us as UUs, let's embrace our faith of love that has love in the center of our values. And let us also try to side with it as best we can every day. And so we have Talkback. Talkback is the opportunity, move this back a little bit, for you to speak your mind, to share your thoughts, your ideas, to even challenge, because that's what our faith is about, is opening up those questions, challenging, an independent pursuit for truth and what's real. I invite you to talk back. I have to turn my mic off so we don't get feedback.
Okay, well, I was thinking about this while you're talking. I have to pay a lot of attention while you're talking because I have to get up here after and say something. And I just love your sermons. I just love them. Anyway, so I was thinking about this. Our new little symbol, I don't always quite get it. And I think there's a word that's maybe missing or maybe supposed to be part of one of these, and it's kindness. And I think kindness is such a big part of love. And I think we're missing it in a lot these days. So I think we just should all keep that in mind, that we just need to be kind to people. And we should have that in the middle. So.
That's a really great catch.
But yeah, I just think we should be thinking about kindness. Come on, guys. I primed the pump, Paul.
Well, your sermon reminds me back on 9/11, I believe that was about this time, same time that the Buffalo Gay Men's Chorus was created. And there was a song, I think it was called Walking on the Side of Love, I think. Is that, I think that's what it was called. But we sang a song on the side of love.
The first song that was sang, Buffalo Gay Men's Chorus?
Correct. Yeah, I can't keep from singing. Yeah, and I wasn't there at that time, but I joined the Buffalo Gay Men's Chorus later, and I sang there for, I think, about 3 or 4 years, something like that. And I had to quit because I got a night job cleaning at the schools, and I couldn't go, and practice and stuff. So, but anyways, I enjoyed it, and And that's what the Gay Men's Chorus does, is with their music. You know, they bring love in, and it's just beautiful. It's on.
I am very pessimistic. I guess we have progressed a lot in our country and the world, but the rich has taken over our government, and I think Jesus was right when he said it's very hard for a rich person to get into the kingdom of God.
Yeah, I'd like to share a story with you that happened to me just a few weeks ago, because as you know, Eric is coming to the United States from Canada, and we're going to be setting up a loving home together. And I was checking with Social Security, but actually when I checked with Social Security, I had to check with Social Security to ask some questions about Medicare regarding Eric, because I was hearing some conflicting stories. One story was, well, he won't qualify for Medicare for 5 years after becoming a permanent resident. And then I read somewhere where he could qualify. So I had to know. So I called Social Security, and they put me on a hold. Actually, they said, which is where, okay, you hang up and we'll call you back. Well, somehow I missed a phone call. And I said, I've got to find out. I've got to call again. So I called, and this time I waited. It says the wait time is like 1 hour and 45 minutes. I said, well, I'm waiting. So I set my phone down next to my laptop, and I'm working on my laptop, reading the New York Times and various other things. About 60 seconds after I began waiting, I sensed that a call was coming through. So I picked up, and there was a woman there, and she said that she was actually helping out the Social Security Department, and she was from the Medicare department. I'm thinking, great, because I'm going to hear it right from the horse's mouth. So she said, how can I help you today? And I asked her, some questions regarding Eric's eligibility for Medicare. And she said, Marshall, he is covered under Part A, but not under Part B, which was fine, because Eric can qualify for assistance under my health insurance. And then I was asking her some other questions, and she was giving me some other suggestions. And then near the end of the conversation, we were about to terminate the conversation. I said, thank you very much. And she said, Marshall, she says, just remember, love is love. And this was from a complete stranger. A complete stranger. And wow, the tears were welling up in my eyes. And I said, thank you very, very much. I said, you're going to make me cry. She said, Marshall, love is love. I said, great, thank you very much. And I just couldn't believe it. And I cannot believe that I expected to wait 1 hour and 45 minutes for this call, and it came through within about 60 seconds. To me, it was almost an act of divine intervention of some kind, that somebody, some spiritual entity, was out there supporting me and supporting Eric, and it was simply one of the most uplifting experiences I have ever had. And I will remember that phone call for as long as I live. True story. Is there anyone else? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Our closing hymn is hymn number 95, There Is More Love Somewhere.
I have transposed it.
Okay.
And I have some allergies, so the doctor gave me Zyrtec. I'm Blotto in the brain right now, and it made my mouth all dry. So you're on your own for the melody.
Okay. We do our best. There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find
Sorry.
there is more joy. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
Was that doable?
That was fine.
Was okay.
It's a church. We're not looking for perfection. We look for connection and whatever, and it's all good.
Some of these things are like way up there.
Yeah. No, it's all good. We do our best, and it's all good. It's all that matters. It's time for announcements. So if anyone has any announcements for the good of the church or for the community, I invite you to share those at this time. No announcements? Nothing's coming up immediately? Okay, always good to know. There's cake.
A very important announcement. We have potluck and we will have birthday cake to celebrate birthdays, whether there's a birthday or not. We are going to have birthday cake.
Always good. I like that. Any day with cake is a good day. Our benediction today comes from the Beatles, and they say, "The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return." And so we will extinguish our chalice. I invite you all to find our chalice extinguishing words in our order of service. And let us say them together. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Okay, if I crack,
It's okay.
and I know I've done this before, but I happen to love this song.
Okay.
I wish you bluebirds in the spring to give your heart a song to sing, and then a kiss. But more than this, I wish you love. And in July, a lemonade to cool you in some leafy glade. I wish you health and more than wealth. I wish you love. My breaking heart and I agree that you and I could never be. Oh wait, I changed the words too. My happy heart and I agree that you and I will always be. So with my best, my very best, I let it be. I wish you shelter from the storm, a cozy fire to keep you warm. But most of all, when snowflakes fall, I wish you a great big shovel. But I wish you